And all I got for this 808 is some sausage on it. You know I had to throw that glizzy on the 808. And then I got the slide right here. Ew. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to produce like Metro Boomin. For those of you that don't know who Metro is, he's a rap producer that came out of Atlanta, Georgia, blew up around 2013 because Future and Young Thug were also going up around that time. And then by 2015, 2016, he's producing for people like Drake and Kanye West. But before I get too into the details, today's video is brought to you by Melodics. Melodics is an awesome app that helps producers and musicians learn how to play their MIDI keyboard, MIDI pads, and drums. And if you check out the link in my description, you can go download the free app today. So a little more about Metro. He's known for his really dark and complex melodies, which is why he gets a lot of respect in the rap game. And he's pretty much produced for every major rap and hip hop artist out there, all the way from The Weeknd to Rich the Kid. He's literally got more hits than you can name, but just to name a few of them, we've got Mask Off, Bad and Bougie, Congratulations with Post Malone, which went diamond and is one of the only like 30 or 40 records to do so in history. Low Life, Jumpman, No Heart, Tuesday, Where You At with Future. And now I'm going to show you guys how to produce just like him using FL Studio 20. All right, so as I stated before, Metro can produce pretty much anything, but we're going to go with a darker, melodic, 21 Savage type vibe for this song. Hopping into FL, going to 144 BPM, and the first thing we're going to open up is Omnisphere. Metro, like a lot of rap producers, tends to use Omnisphere, Nexus, Purity, Electra X, a lot of the common plugins. So for our melody, I'm grabbing the Mellow Organ Rhodes. And in order to figure out what notes you want to play, you're most likely going to want to hop to like the Phrygian scale and then pick your favorite note. And then you're just going to play a melody and pencil it in using all these white notes. And this is a quick melody that I drew up with no effects on it. And I'm also throwing in this F on the 8th bar, which gives it like a really dark feel. So as you heard, this is an 8-bar pattern at 144 BPM. This is something that makes Metro stand out because a lot of producers use 2 or 4-bar patterns, and eventually it gets kind of annoying. One of the best ways to find a good melody like Metro would play is to grab your MIDI and play everything on these white notes. And if you want to learn how to play dark melodic melodies on your MIDI, I recommend going to check out today's sponsor, Melodics. Melodics is an app you can download for free to your desktop to learn how to play your MIDI keys, drums, and pads. There's hundreds of lessons to pick from, ranging in difficulties from beginner to expert. You can learn to play some of your favorite genres or filter on a target area like arpeggios. If you want to learn to play a minor melody like the one I made in this video, I recommend you try out the Fluorspar 3 lesson here. So if you want to learn how to master your MIDI keyboard, go to the link in my description and download the Melodics app for free today. I'm throwing an EQ to cut out some of those lows because I'm going to make room for an 808 later. Tons of reverb. This is the preset that I got up. Wider. And okay, this is supposed to turn up the gain, but it looks crazy right now. Had like a little roller coaster going on there. Next, I'm throwing in a synth bass sound out of Nexus, the XP Dance Volume 1, Prid's Sidechain Bass. Prid's Sidechain Bass. If you guys know anything about Metro, this is not going to be a surprise. He used these in a lot of songs. I think he used it in like Skyfall, maybe Low Life. And to figure out what notes your bass is going to play, you're going to want to go to your melody, copy it all like this, and go to your bass sound, the Nexus Prid's, and then paste it. You want your synth bass to be a simpler pattern than your melody. That way it's not conflicting. If there's 8 notes going everywhere, it's going to sound crazy.
Not the good crazy.
So if you see here, my green synth bass is kind of following the progression of the notes. And again, staying on all those white notes that we defined earlier. This is what we got for the Prid's with no effects on it. And then for this, I'm just throwing an EQ to raise this noise I like, make it sound real spooky. All right, so these first 8 bars are our intro. We're gonna throw in a producer tag real quick. First one we're throwing in is the Kelly C laughter that Metro uses a lot. We're gonna paste that right into bar 5, and this will give us this. But that sounds kind of lame, so we're gonna throw some delay on it and a ton of reverb, just like that. And then the delay setup I got is this. I got this time at 6. And cut our frequencies a little bit less than 50%, and that'll give us this. All right, that sounds better. Next, I gotta throw my own producer tag right here on track 14. I stretched it out a little bit because Metro's tags are always stretched out depending on the tempo of his song.
What the fuck is up, Kyle?
Next up is the kick. We got the rat kick right here. This can be a classic sound that he uses a lot. This is the pattern we're gonna be playing with it with no effects on it. And I have no effects on it actually at all, so I didn't even mix the volume that much. And we're gonna throw that in right here on track 3 when that second Prince comes in. Next up, we got the clap. We're grabbing the Luger slap clap. Metro uses a ton of different sounds, and he's really gone, you know, all over the place in the industry. But if you're trying to make a Metro type beat, stay with the Luger slap clap. And I want this song to start out very slow and not too hard yet, so I'm grabbing a rim shot. Beethoven rim. And of course, we're throwing on a ton of reverb just like that. Put that right below the clap. And this is what we got for that first chorus section. So after the intro, after the chorus, we're gonna wanna throw in another laugh sound. And then we're gonna bring the beat back in on beat number 27. But this time we're gonna throw in an 808, some hi-hats. We're really gonna add some bounce to it. If you wanna produce like Metro, you gotta switch it up. Don't do the same thing the whole song. So clap's gonna go here. And then for this harder section, replacing the rim shot is gonna be the trunk snare, another classic sound that he uses. It's playing the same pattern, and we're just gonna paste that in right here. We'll bring in some hi-hats. I use the hit 1. And the key here is I actually pitched it down a little bit, about 2 half steps. Metro keeps his hats super simple, so it's an 8-bar pattern with just a few 16th notes. A lot of reverb on there. You're gonna want to turn the wet knob up a little bit. I still have the high cut on, but you can turn it off if you want it to be like, you know, crazy reverb. This is what we got so far for the verse. Next, I'm throwing in a chant, add some texture. This is gonna play the 4th beat of every 2 bars, excluding the 2nd bar. Then we got an open hat, hat 1. I think this was in EXO Tour Life. I can't really remember though. And this is gonna play the beat number 2 every 2 bars, 1 and 3. This is what we got so far. So it sounds pretty boring. It's because we're missing the 808, baby. I'm grabbing the Spins 808. Metro uses a lot of classic sounds. They're probably classics because he used them in the hit songs, to be honest with you. I got the out now turned up just a little bit, cutting itself, no effects on it. Turning the out knob a little bit shortens it, and it's gonna add a little bit more bounce to this track. This is the pattern we're playing, and right here I got a slide F6. All you gotta do is click this slide button and then throw it up here. And all I got for this 808 is some sausage on it. You know I had to throw that glizzy on the 808. And then I got the slide right here. Ew. All right, we don't want to forget about the kick. We don't want to get rid of it, and we don't want to play the same pattern, or else it's going to, you know, fight the 808. It's not going to sound good. So go to your 808, again, copy, and basically just paste it into your kick track and, you know, create a new kick. So this one's following all the 808s. And I got the velocity a little bit lower because I don't want it to be too punchy, or else the 808's going to sound like garbage. Paste that in right here. This is what we got for the verse. I'm gonna have the kick play some 8th notes, bringing us into that downbeat. Here's the finished product before the verse. After this verse, we don't want to get too boring, so we're gonna bring that Prids back in. This time I got a different version of it. Reason why is because I got a new lower lead melody, and the way I made this was I basically just took the same exact sound as before, this mellow organ Rhodes, but I'm actually bringing it down an octave. Metro plays with octaves, gross beat, reverse, all these different things in your pocket you want to pull out when you're making a song like him. This is what we got for the bridge so far. It's a little boring, but you'll see. Every Metro song has one crazy sound that you're like, what is that? In the song Jumpman with Future and Drake, it was the crow. Bobby Shmurda used that too. In this song, we're gonna grab the Astrovision's Gamelophone. I like it, Gamelophone. I don't know. And this sound is crazy, that's why I picked it out. Again, I just drew up a new melody, playing all these white notes in that G Phrygian scale. And we're throwing on some reverb here, turning up the wet a lot, and cutting out all these lows so it doesn't conflict with all these other sounds that we got going on at the same time. And now this is our verse going into our completed bridge. last thing we want to do is throw this crazy screeching sound in the outro. That way it leaves the listeners with something to remember. Drag that out just so when you save it, it's better. Here's the ending of our beat, that last verse going into the outro. If you want to listen to the final product, go and check out the link in my description. Let me know if you guys thought this was accurate. If it's terrible, just leave a comment. Let me know who you guys want to see next on this series. Follow me on my socials at WTF Kyle Beats, and I will see you guys next time.